There are a lot of viral videos that go around. Some show people doing stupid things, others are just plain strange. But have you ever seen anything like this? It's quite possibly one of the most breathtaking videos to hit the internet in recent times. This is Viral Canyon Dive, an underwater river with its own weather. And it's not what you think. What could possibly make something like this occur? Let's dive into the details. It's been viewed by millions of people from all over the world. The video was filmed by Krista Tuzum, professional cameraman who has worked with National Geographic and Discovery Channel. He spent almost 10 years exploring the ocean depths before deciding to share his work with the public through YouTube. His channel currently has nearly 2 million followers. This particular video of his has gotten the most attention. It shows water mixing in a very peculiar way. What you're looking at is called upwelling. You can see the dark-colored bottom water coming up to the surface, while the lighter-colored surface water is being pushed down. This isn't your typical whirlpool because there aren't any visible currents or wind. This phenomenon occurs in deep waters, where there is a significant difference in temperature between the top and bottom layers. In this case, the difference is about 6 degrees Celsius. That may not seem like much, but for the ocean, it's a huge difference. The upwelling that occurs in Viral Canyon Dive is caused by a process known as thermoclines. Thermoclines are abrupt changes in temperature within a body of water, usually caused by the sun's rays heating the surface, while the bottom remains cold. In oceans, thermoclines often occur when warm surface water moves away from the equator toward the poles. The poles are colder than the equator, so the warm water cools as it approaches them. When this happens, the warm water becomes denser and sinks below the colder water. As it sinks, it creates an upwelling of colder water from the depths to replace it. This process is similar to what occurs in Viral Canyon Dive, except in this case, the upwelling is caused by a process known as halocline, or haloclines are abrupt changes in salinity, or the amount of salt in seawater. They usually occur when fresh water from rivers and lakes mixes with saltier ocean water. When this happens, the fresh water, which is less dense than salt water, floats on top of the salt water and creates an upwelling of the saltier water below. The upwelling that occurs in Viral Canyon Dive is caused by a combination of both thermoclines and halocline. The temperature difference between the top and bottom layers of water is about 6 degrees Celsius, while the salinity difference is about 3 parts per thousand. These conditions create a very strong upwelling current, which is why the water is churning so violently in the video. Upwelling is important because it brings nutrients from the depths to the surface, where they can be used by phytoplankton, the microscopic plants that form the basis of most marine food webs. Phytoplankton use these nutrients to grow and reproduce, which in turn supports larger animals such as fish and whales. Upwelling also helps to mix the ocean's water layers, which helps to regulate the global climate. Now that we know what causes upwelling, let's take a closer look at Viral Canyon Dive itself. The dive was filmed off the coast of Vancouver Island, British Columbia, Canada. Vancouver Island is the largest island on the west coast of North America. It is known for its rugged coastline and temperate rainforest. The island is also home to some of the best surfing in the world. The canyon itself is a deep, narrow inlet that is formed by the Fraser River. The Fraser River is the longest river in British Columbia, drains a large part of the interior of the province, and empties into the Pacific Ocean near Vancouver. The canyon is about 15 kilometers long and up to 3 kilometers deep. It is one of the deepest canyons on the west coast of North America. The water in the canyon is cold, ranging from 6 to 10 degrees Celsius. It is also very nutrient-rich, which supports a thriving ecosystem of marine life. Chris Stambouli described the water temperature as ice bath cold, but he said that the wetsuit he was wearing kept him warm enough during the dive. He also said that the visibility was poor, which made it difficult to see the bottom of the canyon. The dive itself was about 30 meters deep and took Chris about 45 minutes to complete. He used a Sony RX100 camera to film the dive. The camera was attached to a pole to keep it out of the frame. Chris said that he had never seen anything like this before, and that he was blown away by the power of nature. He said that the upwelling was so strong that he was actually being pulled under by it. He also said that he was lucky to have been able to capture it on camera. So what exactly is going on here? The upwelling that occurs in Viral Canyon Dive is caused by a process known as halocline, which is different from the upwelling that occurs in the ocean, which is caused by thermoclines. Halocline is the formation of two distinct layers of water with different salinities. This happens when fresh water from rivers and lakes mixes with saltier ocean water. The fresh water is less dense than the salt water, so it floats on top and creates an upwelling of the saltier water below. In the case of Viral Canyon Dive, the fresh water is coming from the Fraser River. The river is very salty because it flows through a valley that is bordered by two mountain ranges. The mountains are made of granite, which is a type of rock that contains a lot of salt. The salt is released into the river as the granite erodes, so the water in the Fraser River is saltier than normal. When the river empties into the ocean, the fresh water from the river mixes with the saltier ocean water. This creates a halocline, which causes an upwelling of the saltier bottom water to occur. The upwelling is very strong in Viral Canyon Dive because the temperature difference between the top and bottom layers of water is so great. The water is also very cold because it comes from the depths of the ocean where it has been chilled. So what does this mean for the environment? Upwelling is important because it brings nutrients to the surface, where phytoplankton can use them to grow and reproduce. These phytoplankton form the basis of most marine food webs, so upwelling is essential for the animals that eat the phytoplankton, such as fish and whales. The upwelling that occurs in Viral Canyon Dive is not only bringing nutrients to the surface, but it is also mixing the water layers. This helps to regulate the global climate by distributing heat and moisture around the planet. So next time you see a video of water mixing in a strange way, remember that it might just be an example of nature's amazing upwelling process. And if you like our videos, please subscribe and stay tuned for more updates. We have a lot of interesting content coming up. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.